Hey y'all, what's up? I'm here for Black Ink Crew Chicago season 3, and I believe this is episode 5. So everybody is back from the trip. I assume that Kat is back in LA, but everybody is getting along now. So mission accomplished. They bring up, how Nikki blew up the spot on Four and everything, and Four is like, yeah, I ain't gonna do that dumb shit again by sending somebody flowers other than Nikki or whatever. So Ryan, he shows up, and he's feeling the after effects of when him and Van had their little boxing match or whatever. And they ask him, they're like, well, since you and Van are good again, what about you and Danielle? She's hired back or whatever. At first he's not really too sure, but then Danielle decides to swallow her pride and apologizes for disrespecting him. So he cool, she's hired back, whatever. So then we have Ryan and Four. They, go to like this event where artists, a bunch of different artists, painted portraits of President Obama, like a tribute to, Obama, because Obama is from Chicago. So, this girl named Lily, she shows up or whatever, and she met Ryan and Junior at the convention that they were at in Philly, and she wants to work for Nine Mag or whatever, and she also drew a piece and everything, and for the event or whatever. And she was saying how pretty much we took 10 steps forward with Obama, and now we done took like 50 steps back with Trump. And I'm like, you ain't lying. Okay. But she's saying how most of her family is here, well, they're in Chicago or whatever. She was born and raised in Chicago and everything. And I guess she was saying she was scared that, her family was going to get sent back to like Mexico or something like that or whatever. And, she was also talking about too how, she had moved to Texas for a while because, her parents felt like it was going to be a better environment for her and everything. And Ryan is like, well, you surely did come back to Chicago at the right time, didn't you? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, pretty much he's going to let the group decide, whether she's in or out or not. So next we have Ford and Nikki. He's in like a tuxedo or whatever, and he's in a room full of roses, red and white roses. She's not happy about the roses. She's going off. She's like, why did you send me the same thing you sent the cat or whatever? Like, are you dumb? Are you dumb? In my Remy Ma voice. Like, she was not happy about that shit at first. You know what I'm saying? And, Ford's like, look, I didn't want you to have the last image of her, with the roses. I wanted it to, your last image of roses to be from me or whatever. And, she's just still trying not to budge or whatever. But he's like, look, you could be mad at me all you want to, but, we going to get over this, together. And I don't care if I got to send 10,000 roses or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, he's like, that she's his support system and all this other stuff. And, she starts to kind of loosen up and she starts crying and everything. And, he's remembering, like, when they first got together or whatever, because he had a picture of them when they first, made it official and everything. And he promises not to fuck up again. So, that's that with them. Then we're back at Nine Mag, and then, Ryan, lets them know about Lily, and how he met her and everything. And he's like, I don't care how y'all grill her, you know what I'm saying, she got to go through the test and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, well, I mean, they don't need to be acting like complete assholes to her now, you know what I'm saying? Which, I mean, they didn't, because she's beautiful and all this other stuff. And I guess because of the fact that Ryan did bring it to their attention, that's another thing that kind of, played a factor into how they treated her. versus how they treated, Cobra when she first came in. Because when Lily came in and everything, like, Junior was all hugging her and stuff like that. Don is asking her, can you handle Henny and this, that, and the third, and she's like, yeah, like, what's up or whatever. And, she's telling them that, like, she has this big luggage or whatever, and next thing you know, all these dogs with their tongues all out and shit running, rushing, get her luggage and everything. And like I said, Cobra, she's saying how, like, damn, Lily is pretty and everything, but I didn't get the same warm welcoming or whatever, this, that, and the third. But I mean, like I said, I guess it's because Ryan didn't warn them or whatever, you know what I mean? But Van, he's being real extra nice or whatever, and they like, Van better watch himself because Jen is motherfucking crazy and will slice his head off, okay? And cause yeah, he was being like real extra nice or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And him and Junior are competing over her, Junior's trying to bring like her little chair or whatever in, and Van ends up closing it on his hand or whatever. And there, so we see that they've made up as well or whatever. She, says how she has to tattoo her cousin or whatever. So her cousin comes through. They talk about how she lost her dad 3 years ago. And, she lost him in a very, bad way. He was held for ransom in the drug cartel down there in Mexico or whatever. And she got emotional. The cousin got emotional because I guess because the dad had like a real big impact on the family and everything, and them, losing him really like affected everybody. And, that was just very sad to hear, you know what I'm saying? Just very sad. But, yeah, so moving on, we have Four and Don. They're at Don's house or whatever. Ashley, she's about to go out with the ladies and have, a ladies' night or whatever. And, with Jen and Ashley and, whoever else or whatever. So she goes outside, Don thinking he ain't got nothing to worry about because he got him a good girl, whatever. So he thought. But no. So Ashley goes outside. It's a party bus or whatever. They're giving her, the bachelorette. I have a hard time saying that word, but they're giving her, a bachelorette party that, that she never had or whatever, before her wedding. And, Nikki is saying how this is payback for how, Don and Ford been doing them and all this other stuff. And, next thing you know, this stripper comes out and they like, all yelling and stuff like that. And, they feeling all up on him and everything. And, Ford, he sees, Nikki snap or whatever, and, see the girls wilding and everything. And Don is pissed. Like, he is livid. And for some reason, Ford didn't seem that pressed about it. He just kind of seemed like, he didn't seem like he was that mad. He didn't seem like he was mad like how Don was. So, I'm going to get back to Charmaine in a minute. I just want to finish this shit out with Don and Ashley or whatever. So it's 12:37, it's after midnight. Ford is like, look, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Don, he feels like, Ashley is doing the same shit that, she told him not to do or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Ashley gets back and Ford, he's about to head out. And, she's like, you waiting on your wife or whatever, touching all up on him. And he like, man, I ain't feeling all that right now. I ain't feeling all that. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, I mean, what's the problem? And he tells her about the snap that he saw or whatever. Ashley is like, look, I mean, I didn't know or whatever about, from what we see, it seemed like she didn't know that they was going to, have this little party bus going on or whatever with the stripper. And, Ashley is like, I don't go nowhere. I don't do shit or whatever. And he's like, no, that's not the point. You know what I'm saying? The point is sitting up here, doing stuff that you telling me not to do or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you was flipping out when I was doing this, that, and the third, and yada, yada, yada. And, she's like, okay, Don, but this is this one time or whatever. And he like, okay, but you gonna keep on using that excuse years down the line or whatever. And they just going back and forth. And, Ashley like, whatever, boy, bad. She, leaves the room and everything. She's like, all the shit that you done to me, like, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? And I feel where they both coming from. On one hand, I understand what Don is saying, because it's like, okay, if y'all are trying to turn over this new leaf and, start fresh, especially with, y'all being married and everything, then yeah, it shouldn't be like no tit for tat. But at the same time, Don, you have done a lot of fuck shit to this girl, okay? Like, you had a whole baby on her. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I feel where she coming from. And it's not like as if she was just, she was doing what, she was, in my opinion, I don't feel like she was doing nothing really bad. She was doing what, people do when strippers is around. It's not like as if she was like having sex with him or, or whatever, or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I understand where they both coming from. But, yeah, Don, you need to, like, yeah. Like I said, I understand where they both coming from. But, anyway, so, okay, back to Charmaine. So, Charmaine, she shows up at the radio station. She's trying to smooth things over with Johnny and everything. She comes into his office and he's like, how you getting here? Like, what are you doing here and everything? And she's trying to give him a peace offering of like some champagne or whatever. He doesn't want it and everything. And, he's like, I told you I was done. I was donezo. You know what I'm saying? And, she thought that he meant, that she was just done that day. She didn't know that he meant like she was just fired or whatever. And, he's sitting up here telling her, you could have cost me like $1 million and everything. I said, damn, they popping like that, $1 million. I don't know. Hey, either way, even if, she wasn't about to really cost him $1 million, even if it was, half of that or something like that. It's still the principle, she fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But Johnny, he be doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just seemed like he just be really putting on for the cameras. He be going above and beyond or whatever. But, he's over it, he needs all her stuff or whatever. And as she was trying to hand him something back, she kind of was having a hold on it. And, he trying to tussle it out of her hand. And he talking about some, you want to get locked up for assault or something like that, he was saying. And she was saying how this ain't over. I guess she was trying to say that she'll be back. And he like, yeah, you won't get back up here or whatever. So then we're at Charmaine's house or whatever. She's depressed about the whole radio station situation. Danielle and Cobra, they show up to kind of cheer her up. And, they brought her a cake that says, I'm sorry you got fired or something like that. And then they bring her some Henny and everything. And, they're talking or whatever. And she's like, look, I might not be the most credible source because I was fucked up. But I could have sworn I saw Kat and Ryan in the bathroom together and the shower was on. I said, yeah, that's what you saw, Charmaine, because we saw it too. You know what I'm saying? Even through all your drunkenness, we saw it too. You know what I'm saying? And Cobra, she's like, what? Like, whoa, and Charmaine, she says that she was just like shocked. Danielle, she's just quiet because she's not. But she don't want to say nothing for real. And then the producer is asking Danielle, like, did Ryan and Kat hook up at the lake house or whatever? And Danielle's like, I'm not about to answer that shit or whatever, this, that, and the third. I don't know if she feels some type of way because she had her little fling with Ryan as well, or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Or she just really don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But she's saying that she's not going to say nothing because she don't want to be involved in the mess, even though she going to say some shit next week. But okay. Um. Anyways, so then we have Lily and Junior. They go on like a date or whatever. She orders like she orders some Jack Daniels with the Coke or whatever. And they're having like small talk and everything, and then next thing you know, they start dancing, whatever. It wasn't really too much with them, you know what I'm saying? But Junior really likes her, she really likes him. So then we're back in 9mag. They're having a party because just like Black Ink Crew New York, they find any reason to have a party and turn up in the shop. They're having a customer appreciation party, and then also, slash a welcome to the shop Lily party or whatever. So, Don is talking about how he wants to become a piercer for 9mag because of the simple fact that Ashley is talking about she wants to quit her corporate job or whatever. And, they show a flashback, I think, of him and Ryan. Yeah, him and Ryan talking at the lake house or whatever. And Ryan is like, you sure Ashley ain't gonna wild out on you? Like, if you gotta pierce a female's, coochie or whatever. And he like, I mean, nah, man, whatever. So then, we find out that, Junior, it kind of implied that he did something with, Ashley, Lord, with Lily after, the club or whatever. But he's like, but I'm not going to say nothing because I'm a gentleman, so I'm going to keep it to myself. And, she's feeling Junior really hard or whatever. And she starts getting jealous because, he's taking pictures with the clients and, he's kissing them on the cheek or whatever. She walks away because she feels disrespected. Junior goes to talk to her. She don't want to talk to him. And then she's sitting up here talking about you sit up here making other girls feel special, like how you supposed to make me feel, and you sucking on their titties and all this other stuff. And Junior like, say what? Like, when did all this happen? Like what? You know what I'm saying? So she don't want to deal with him right now. So he walks. So he like, oh, that's how you feel? Fuck you then. Walk away. So Ryan is like, what's going on with y'all, man? You know what I'm saying? And Junior is not trying to tell that, he fucked her or whatever. But Ryan is like, but you did something because it's a reason why she acting like that. Then Ryan gonna have the nerve to sit up here and talk about do I need to put up a sign that says don't fuck other employees? Motherfucking Ryan. Motherfucking Ryan Henry. Ryan motherfucking Henry. I know your ass ain't talking. I know you ain't talking, okay? That shit with Kat, okay. We gonna leave that alone until next week. So, anyways, she, pours herself another cup or whatever. And, as she's drinking, Junior's trying to ask her, do you need a chaser or whatever? She throws up in the cup. And Junior's trying to help her. Everybody looking like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? You know what I'm saying? She goes outside to throw up or whatever. And, not Lily. Junior is like, she doing all of this because, I was kissing some other girls like on the cheek or whatever and taking pictures with them. He's like, nah, it's something deeper. And it is. And I guess we're going to get into that next week as well. You know what I'm saying? She comes back in, he's still trying to talk to her. She don't want to talk. And that pretty much was the episode. It wasn't really a whole lot this episode, but, yeah, did it look like did she mix her liquor? Because it looked like she was drinking brown at first and then she moved over to light. Yeah, that probably wasn't a good idea. But anyways, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys come back and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.